Hi, in this video we will talk about Playmaker variables and other essential things. I am not going to discuss all thing in detail, but generally an overview. If you want to learn them in detail, please watch official Playmaker tutorials. So, let's get started. Okay, pick any of your objects in game scene. Now click Add FSM. Now click on Variables tab. What are variables? Variables are containers used to store data. Because we are using Unity C#, we have different data types available. We can also have custom data types. Like in Buildbox, we can add different attributes on node. These variables can be used by actions inside state, or other components can read or write to these variables if they are public. We will look this into detail when we do actual example. In Playmaker, we have these data type for variable, float, int, bool, gameObject, string, vector2, vector3, color, rect, material, texture, sprite, audio clip, quaternion, object, array, enum. About object type variable, we can assign custom types to it. Custom mean custom class objects. For example, let's say animator class. For enum, we will look them later. Let's add all these variables. Just remember one main thing, that we can only assign the same type of object to variable. For example, I cannot assign int value to float variable. Color is used to store color info. For sprite variable, we can only assign images which are marked as sprite. For vector3, we can assign vector3 values. Vector3 has XYZ slots which can set. For int, we can assign numbers as value without decimal places. For bool variable, we can assign true or false value. For texture variable, we can assign images which are marked as texture. Arrays are list. We can have array of different types. For example, string array, which can store string values. Arrays are dynamic. We can increase or decrease their size at runtime. Rect variable is used for UI. String variable is used to store string values, for example, name. The vector2 variable can store vector2 value xy. The gameObject variable can store reference to gameObject. Material variable can store reference to material, mean we can assign material data type. Quaternion variable is used for rotation. Float variable is used to store numbers with decimal places, for example 1.3. Audio clip variable can store sounds. Now let's see how we can pin our variables so we can have them available in Properties panel. If we select any variable, we can see that we have options for input and output. So if we enable input, this will expose this variable in Inspector, which let us edit values for this variable in Inspector. Like in Buildbox, we can pin the attribute on node. The output option will expose this variable in Inspector for displaying. This is useful for debug purpose. Exposing is useful for if we want to assign different values. For example, if we have two objects which are using the same FSM. Now with exposed variable they can have different values. Let's talk about events. So in previous video we discussed about events, that these allow us to switch between different states inside FSM. You can create events in Event tab, or can directly in state by creating the event in Action. You can also categorize events. We have two types of events, global and local. To make an event global, we can click on checkbox next to it. What are global events? Global events can be accessed by other objects. For example, we can listen to game over event on multiple objects. Let's talk about templates. We can convert our FSM into template. Templates allow us to predefine our logic, which we can then use later on objects or maybe used in other projects. Main thing to remember with templates that if we modify something in template, that change will be made for all object using that template. To overcome this issue, we can extract the template and do the modification.